Oi, gente, sejam bem-vindos a mais uma gameplay aqui de Outer Worlds. Eu tô botando a minha pilha aqui, né, porque eu desconectei o controle. Vou fazer o login aqui rapidinho. Pra quem pergunta, eu tô jogando no Xbox. Deixa eu arrumar um negócio aqui rapidinho. E enquanto eu arrumo, eu queria deixar aí meus agradecimentos pra quem sempre acompanha o canal. E se você for novo por aqui, se inscreva que tem gameplays todos os dias. Tem umas paradas pra arrumar aqui, né? Eu não tinha reparado isso, não. Salvar aqui rapidinho, né? Ah, já tinha um save, caramba. Então bora, né, pô? Cara, esse jogo é muito colorido, né? Eu tô achando ele muito bonito. Deixa eu olhar o que vai ter aqui. Vamos ver o que tem aqui, né? Ah, olha, tem Fast Travel. Lembrei de Tomb Raider, também tinha isso. Pera aí. Ah, tá, eles dividem aqui, ó, o negócio, que massa. Aproveitar que eu tô aqui, né, pra olhar. Tem um minimapa.
Please be informed that this vessel contains no valuable plunder.
Eu ia dizendo, tem um minimapa, né? Igual o Tomb Raider também, que você pode ver pra onde que vai fazer o Fast Travel. Pera aí, deixa eu ir olhar isso aqui.
Smile for my surveillance device, Marauder. I am tracking your every move. Marauder, please be informed that ignoring me is dangerous for your health.
Caramba, a pressão da robozinha, hein? Tá me vigiando.
Unauthorized access of spacefaring vessels is a crime. Please submit yourself to the authorities. Hello, Marauder. I am Ada, the autonomous digital astrogator of this vessel. Please be informed that I am authorized to use violent retribution against unwanted solicitors. Please return any misappropriated equipment and exit this vessel in an orderly fashion. Failure to do so will result in your immediate destruction.
Pressão dela, hein, cara? Vou ter que vazar, devolver... Não, pera aí. Pera aí, deixa eu ler com calma aqui.
I detect an elevated heart rate, indicating dishonesty. Please prepare yourself for lethal deterrence.
Olha aí.
Jettison procedures initiated. Please engage in airlocks. Preparing to eject all boarding parties in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
E pressão. Haha, agora vai ter que comer o zoar. Olha aqui, eu posso perguntar pra ela.
You are still here. My deception protocols have failed. I have been programmed to express disappointment.
Ela pensou que a gente tava no ar, né, cara? E não tá, né? Deixa eu ver aqui.
This vessel is the registered property of Captain Alex Hawthorne. I am incapable of accepting orders from anyone other than Captain Alex Hawthorne.
Quem que é esse, cara? Nossa.
I deduce from the tone of your voice that Captain Hawthorne failed to meet you at the designated location.
Vamos falar pra ela, hein, pô. Pesado, hein?
I understand. I will require some time to process this information. Thank you for your patience and for your honesty. I am programmed to take orders exclusively from Captain Hawthorne. If I accept your orders, then you must be Captain Hawthorne. Do you understand?
Caraca, que paranoia é ela, hein? Vou virar o Hawthorne, então, só pra poder dar ordem pra ela. Caramba.
Well done, Captain Hawthorne. I see your powers of deductive reasoning remain intact. Unfortunately, our engine is currently inoperable. Our main drive suffered a critical power failure, and we were forced to make an emergency landing. The main drive's power regulator has been irreparably damaged and must be replaced.
Nossa. Música tá massa, hein? Agora eu tô tentando decidir o que eu vou fazer com ela aqui, pô.
Astutely observed. However, the probability of locating a power regulator within a worker settlement falls within acceptable parameters of certainty. High-capacity power regulators are sometimes employed in the electrical networks of worker settlements. I have taken the liberty of printing you a new captain's identity cartridge. Please try not to lose it this time. This cartridge identifies you, Alex Hawthorne, as the registered proprietor and captain of the Unreliable. Do you understand?
Caraca, hein? Registro e tal, como proprietário, beleza.
Best of luck in your search for a power regulator. Try to stay alive this time.
Olha só, melhorias de habilidades. Auntie Cleo, Management Training. Treinamento da tia Cleo. Gostei. Muito massa. Vou dar uma lidinha aqui rapidinho, peraí. Fui promovida. Olha só. Olha só, tem 10 pontos disponíveis que eu posso esparramar aqui nas habilidades, então. Melee, ranged, peraí. Tem tanta opção. Eu não tenho a mínima ideia de o que eu vou fazer aqui. Acho que eu vou focar em armas. Vamos ver aqui. O diálogo eu acho que é legal também, sabe por quê? Porque o pessoal não vai conseguir, como diz os outros, chegar de conversinha, né? Mas tem tanta coisa, cara, tá difícil escolher, poxa. Muito custoso, né? Vou deixar assim mesmo. A habilidade dos companheiros. Ah, tem como comandar. Nossa, tem como comandar o pessoal que estiver me acompanhando. Habilidade de combate. Desbloqueei. Olha só. Eu tinha comentado a questão do diálogo, né? Então é realmente importante mesmo.
The navigation console is offline at this time, Captain.
É, vamos sair aqui, né? Eu esqueço que tem que apertar e segurar o X.
I'll be with you, friend. I'm Ernie, from the Spacer's Choice Department of Human Resources. Town sent me hereabouts to check on the guards. Now, it seems to me, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but seems to me they're all dead. Mind telling me what happened here?
Interrogatório começou, hein? Caramba.
Altercation, you say? Yeah, shame as that goes. Spacer's Choice policy strictly prohibits dying during work hours. Guess I'd better get to cleaning up. Can't just leave company property scattered about, bleeding out on the dirt.
Pera aí que eu tô pensando, hein? Baseado no que ele falou aqui.
No can do, friend. That armor's Spacer's Choice property. Bodies, too. Living or otherwise. Company policy, you see. You don't want to amble on over to Edgewater at your earliest convenience. Constable's office might have work for someone with your, let's just say, aggressive disposition. Oh, and be sure to stop by the Edgewater Provisioner for a can of salt tuna. It's not the best choice. It's Spacer's Choice.
Pera aí.
Don't get paid bits to chat with strangers. You want to chew the rag, go talk to Silas over by the cemetery.
Caraca, não pude aproveitar nada que o pessoal deixou, hein? As armas e tal. Opa, mais coisa aqui. Tá, entendi. Tem perk points e também tem como gastar isso aqui pra subir de nível. Nossa, olha o tanto de perk que tem. Caramba. Até eu decidir qual escolher aqui, hein? Perk adquirido. Vamos ver aqui o que é pra fazer. A trilha sonora tá parecendo que eu tô num filme, tipo, meio estilo Star Wars, alguma coisa assim. Pera aí. O cara é amigo? Não, né? Ixi, apareceu mais cara aqui. Olha essa habilidade, cara. O ruim aqui é só eu na mira mesmo, que não tem costume de jogar com controle. Tô apanhando. Cadê ele, gente? Vem no cantinho, olha. Demorei, mas matei, né? Só que eu tava comentando... Tinha uma pessoa, um inscrito, tava comentando comigo. Eu sou canhota pra jogar, então, tipo, no controle, até no celular. Só quando eu vou jogar com o mouse que eu não sou canhota, então... Aí eu apanho nesses jogos. Primeiro que eu não tenho costume de jogar FPS. Segundo que a maioria dos jogos, tipo, não tem o mapeamento pra quem é canhoto, pra trocar, principalmente os gatilhos. Eu gosto de trocar gatilho e a movimentação do analógico também. E aí, tipo, eu fico parecendo noob jogando, né? Porque eu não tenho costume de jogar FPS e porque não tem como colocar canhoto. Aí eu recuperei bastante aqui o HP. Olha que massa. Muito bonito o jogo, cara.
Whoa, hey, where'd you come from? Don't go ambling out in those hills. That's marauder territory, friend.
O cara já tá avisando pra não dar bobeira, hein?
Ain't safe out here. You'd best head into town. Avail yourself of Edgewater's high walls. And low prices.
O cara mandou esconder na cidade, pô. Como assim?
I'm being vigilant. Don't want to get blindsided by some corpse-chewing marauder come stalking out the shadows. Oh, worse. Unemployed cannibals. You ever seen a marauder hold down a job? Or put a stake into society? Pleased to make your acquaintanceship. I'd shake your hand, but I've been hauling corpses. You don't want none of that on you. Name's Silas. Junior in humor for the town of Edgewater. We're all part of the Spacer's Choice family.
É, Marauders parece que não são gente boa, né, pô? Vamos ver o que ele solta aqui de informação. Pera aí. Tanta opção que tem aqui, cara.
Got a knack for being discreet like? There's money to be made, long as you keep your nose clean. Edgewater is a company town, board-owned and operated. That includes the cemetery. None of us own our grave sites, we rent them from the company. Renting means money. Money means paperwork. Paperwork means signatures. Some of our families become a mite delinquent in paying their dues, you see?
É. Tá com cara de missão aqui lateral, né?
Quotas, mostly. Got a backlog of graves to fill. Bodies won't bury themselves, you know? Four workers still haven't paid up. Phyllis, Conrad, Ludwig, and Martin Abernathy. He's a special case. You may want to twist his arm a little. He just is. Look, I don't want to get into it. Just make sure he pays up. Conrad's got a barbershop in town. Phyllis works at the cannery most hours. Abernathy... I ain't seen him in a few days. His domicile is near the cannery. You'll find him in town. All except Ludwig, that is. He's over by the landing pad.
É, foi o que eu pensei. Missãozinha lateral aí, de complemento, né? Pra eu achar os caras e fazer a cobrança. Bisbilhotar porque sim, né, pô? Olha, aposentadoria, caramba. Isso aqui tá falando sobre aposentadoria, não sei de quem, né? Pra aposentar mais cedo. Nossa, caixão aqui, que tenso. Tem muita coisa aqui, olha. Mas esses caixões aqui, hein? Hein? O que é isso aqui? Caraca. Parece que tudo aqui tá no modo steal, né? Se eu pegar e, tipo, roubar. Peguei nada não, pô. Né? Depois sobra pra mim, né? Cara, muito vibe BioShock. Muito. Caraca, essa tela de load, hein? Cheguei em Edgewater, foi descoberto. Se liga nesse cenário, cara. Saltuna. Nem parecia uma porta essa aqui, hein? Caramba. Lá vamos nós, hein? Bossa nova de elevador. Típico, né, cara?
The grease monkey, Argo?
I'm sorry, Mr. Thompson, sir. You asked why it's taking so long to fix. The answer's technical.
Don't... Seems we've got a guest. Really now, Parvati, I do wish you'd spoken up. I do apologize. I was given no forewarning of your arrival, or I might have welcomed you at the gates myself.
Eita.
You were saying, Miss Holcomb.
It's just what Bess needs is a proper refurbish. I can bandage her up and what all, but she's just old. Sorry, I'm sorry. I'll do better.
And I do wish you'd stop referring to our cannery as Bess. Personification of company property is strictly contrary to the Spacer's Choice Code of Conduct. My apologies. I am not in the habit of allowing my guests to witness such a row. Now, what can I do for you?
Caraca.
I'm Reed Thompson, Outpost Administrator. I cannot help but notice you are not in uniform.
Pressão, negócio de uniforme, gente.
Yes, so it dawns on me. Seems I allowed my excitement to run away with my wits. Been a few seasons since we've had a visitor pass through.
Ah.
I understand. Your business is your own. Nonetheless, you are welcome in our little outpost. Outsiders are a rare sight in the Vale. If you are a freelancer, then I have use for you. There is pay to be earned or supplies to tide you over, as you prefer.
Nossa. Analisando, né? Cada uma das respostas.
Only regulator we got is hooked up to the town transformer. Mr. Thompson ain't liable to be keen on dismantling it.
I beg your pardon. I am most emphatically not keen on any such thing. I can't let you have our power regulator. But I happen to know of another one. And I happen to know exactly how you may retrieve it without frying yourself in the process. There's a power regulator in the old botanical lab. It's mostly abandoned, so all that power is being squandered. Go down to the geothermal plant. Reroute power from the botanical district over to us. Once their power's shut down, you can have their regulator and be along on your way.
Oxi.
I was not entirely sure how to tell you this. The botanical labs are not legally inhabited, but there are people who live there.
Analisando com calma.
No, I do not imagine they will be pleased. But like a parent disciplining an unruly child, you will be doing them a kindness. The people living in the botanical labs, they're deserters, former workers. I need them back at their posts. I need them to come home. Edgewater is struggling. We haven't hit our production quota in years. If we don't meet our quotas this year, the company might shut us down for good. I need those workers back at their stations. My hope is that by cutting off their power, you will convince those deserters to come back to town. Before you go to the plant, I want you to stop by the botanical lab. Speak to their leader, Adelaide. Tell her the power's about to go, and that it's time her band of deserters came back to town.
Caraca, hein? Vou começar a mexer com mais treta, Ih, gente, hein?
Adelaide's older than the other deserters. She's dignified, kindly. From what I understand, her camp looks to her for leadership. I am asking you to help us survive. Edgewater needs more workers or we will collapse. We belong to one community, the Spacer's Choice family. If we dissolve into factions, then we will all perish separately. Adelaide will understand that.
Analisando.
Of course, I understand completely. Here, let me give you the passcode to the geothermal plant. A sign of good faith, for so politely listening to me as I ramble on.
Are you setting off for the Vale? Because I know my way around. I mean, in case you want a guide. I mean, if that's all right with you, Mr. Thompson. Sir.
I hesitate to part ways with Miss Holcomb, but I cannot deny that she is talented, and may prove useful to you.
Great! I got my wrenches and diagnosticators and hairpins and engine tape, so I'm all set.
Well, I am glad to hear that. Best of luck to you, and thank you again for your help. It is a lot to ask of a stranger, I know.
Opa, conquista? Ah, olha só, o negócio que tinha falado aquela hora de companheiros, né? Que você pode ter os personagens juntar nas suas aventuras e equipe e você pode fazer um monte de coisa. Olha aqui, suporte de combate, habilidades, aumentar as minhas habilidades, aumentar a capacidade de carregar coisa e composição de combate em questão de habilidades com inspiração nas próprias habilidades. Caramba! A conversa com esse cara acabou. E aí, tipo, apareceu a Parvati ali, ó. Que é a mina que tava conversando agora. Eu acho que ela, tipo, tá agora na minha equipe, né? Ela tinha oferecido já. Aí, a bichinha.
We better clear out of Mr. Thompson's office before we talk.
O jeito é ir de elevador, né, pô? Vamos lá.
We better clear out of Mr. Thompson's office before we talk. Hey, ma'am, can we talk? Sorry. Can we talk?
Eita.
Sorry. You just want to get out of here. And you likely don't want to tag along like me. It's just, Mr. Thompson has his own view on matters, on account of it's his job and what all, but that's not the only side of the tale.
Tenso.
To Mr. Thompson, a person's a gear. It does its job quiet-like. If it squeaks or stutters, it gets replaced. The deserters are decent folk. I knew some of them before they left.
Ela manja de muita coisa, hein? Caramba.
I don't know anybody well. I mostly listen to them talk, get my head down. There was a boy named Thomas who used to follow me around, asking questions about the stuff I fixed. He was real sweet to me. Not any sort of dissident. Life's hard here, especially for them that don't fit in so well. We're one big Spacer's Choice family, but every family's got the one the rest whisper about. Mr. Thompson's aiming to take away their power. They'll have no lights to see, nor heat to cook. They'll be at the mercy of marauders, or worse. I think you should talk to the town's vicar about it. Max, his name is.
Cara.
About if what Mr. Thompson proposes to do is upright. Leaving Miss McDevitt's folk to their fate. Their neighbors. Kin. And maybe he can think of something else to try. Something we ain't. He used to go walking outside town. Maybe he found something that'll help. It's just an idea. That's all. The mission's on the east side of town. You can't miss it, on account of it being the only clean thing. Thanks, ma'am. I just think when you gotta make a decision that'll hurt somebody, it's best to think on the right and wrong of it. That's what my dad used to say anyways.
É tanta coisa, cara. Muita informação, assim. Vou analisar. Essa menina sabe muita coisa, né? E, tipo, tem ação no jogo, mas tem que prestar atenção no diálogo, pelo que eu percebi mesmo. É, habilidade de conversa. Olha isso aqui. Cara, muito parecido com BioShock. Muito, porque lá também tinha vending machine. Eu acho massa, né? Porque aí eu vou poder comprar algumas paradinhas. Bem legal, né, cara? Olha aí o tanto de item, caraca. O bom é que tem como a gente comprar e tem como vender. Bem retro, né? O estilo dessa vending machine ali e tal. Porque a Parvati ficou pra lá. Amiga! Né? Mas acho que ela já explicou o que tinha pra explicar. E eu vou parar essa gameplay por aqui. Muito obrigado pela sua presença. E comenta aí embaixo se você quer mais desse jogo aqui no canal. Até a próxima.